Good morning, everyone. George here with SilverHammer Surveillance. Time for a couple more crazy tales in our Day in the Life of a Loss Prevention Professional You Can't Make This Stuff Up series. This time they're coming from David, who works loss prevention here in Omaha. He's going to tell two of his favorite stories. I just want to say this experience just reminds me the loss prevention brotherhood and sisterhood and community is just so cool. I just feel like, you know, David and I were talking about these videos and we might have crossed paths a couple times in our lives, but we never really got to hang out. But after just chatting with him about these videos, we started talking about other things. And I instantly felt like I knew him all my life. I feel like that's the case a lot of times in loss prevention when we meet each other. We've just been through such crazy experiences, and even though each experience was different, it's just similar in the way that we had to deal with them and how we still live with them and how we have these stories for life. It just creates an instant bond with all of us, and I just think that's so cool. I feel like I could go anywhere in the world and meet a loss prevention person and just bond with them instantly. So it's just so cool. But anyway, I wanted to thank David for sharing these stories and hope you enjoy. If you want to share your own, David and I use the WhatsApp because it was a little too long for Messenger. We could do Google Drive, we could do iCloud link. Any way we need to share the videos would be great. I just want you to be the one telling it so the personality of the story truly comes out. But again, thanks, David, and enjoy his stories.
What's going on, man? I'm David. I'm sure you've met me before. There's thousands of us out there in the United States, which is crazy to think about because the stories that I have are insane, and I count my blessings, and I am literally lucky to be alive on several different levels. But at the top of my head, I can think of two stories, and I mean, I might end up sending you more later on. When I worked for a company, well, they're bankrupt anyways. I'm never going to work for them again. Gordman's clothing store. I was in Papillion. I worked the Omaha metro area, so I worked West Omaha. I worked North 90th. I worked Papillion, Council Bluffs. This day I was working in Papillion, and you know, Papillion police were super awesome to work with because they would go to the back of the store and wait, make sure that they're not running out the fire exits or me getting hurt. This time this happened way too fast, and I didn't actually get all the steps. I just knew. So I was walking towards, I was on the sales floor, I was walking towards customer service, and I was joking around with an associate, and all of a sudden I see in my peripherals, you know what I'm talking about, two ladies and a little kid, like literally almost getting dragged behind this chick who, I mean, was total tweaker, had the, you know, pits and everything, and a huge white purse. So I turn around, and right when I look, they look at me, and they hit the EAS towers, and the EAS towers just start going off. I'm like, shit. So I run. They start running into the parking lot. At that time, I had like a badge that looked like a police badge. I did not have a lanyard for it, and it was on my pocket, so I pulled it out. The parking lot was not lit at all, almost. It was just like pitch dark, and we weren't closed. Customers were coming in, just a few, and it was super cold outside. So I run out into the parking lot. I chased this chick around this car like 5 times, and the other chick, who was kind of butchy, grabbed the kid, put him in the car, and then got in between me and the chick who had the big white purse. So I got a hold of her wrist, and this chick gets in between us, starts pushing me back. I push her out of the way. Next thing I know, the chick that I got a hold of has it just like snapped out a knife and just started whacking at my hand. I have no idea how my hand did not get cut like to shreds, except for the fact that the blade was completely dull and it was super cold. So I'm assuming that my skin maybe was tightened and wouldn't cut as easy. So at that time, and it was dark, so I was like, oh, shoot. Different words were used. And I was like, what is that? And I noticed that it was a knife, and I'm like, oh, no. So I let go, and she starts running off. This is in Papillion at Shadow Lake. So, sorry. I just quit smoking, and I'm using these lozenges, and they make my mouth dry. Anyways, so I literally chase her with her purse in my hand, because I grabbed her purse, into the middle of Shadow Lake Center, and the other chick gets into the van and pulls up, drives up through, and she jumps in the van and they take off. I'm like, whatever, man. Then the cops come to find out I went to high school with this chick, and her driver's license, 5 dildos, and 4 syringes ready to bang were well, 2 of them were uncapped. The other 3 were capped inside her purse, along with all the merchandise that she stole. That's why they tell you not to search the subject's purse, because you never know what you're gonna find. And I don't want to touch that. All right, so story number 2, same store. This is daylight. Two teenage thugs came in. I was in the camera room, and the camera room was actually kind of weird in the store. It was to the, if you're on the inside of the store facing the doors, which there was only one exit, one entrance, it was off to the left, and it was a door in the juniors department. You open the door and you go up these stairs, and like there's a platform where all the cameras were at, and it was just me working by myself most of the time. But Shadow Lake had a security front line or something like that, and they would actually come into my office and just chill with me because they got so bored. And I got a lot of shoplifters, so he was chilling with me. This dude was like lengthy and tall and skinny, and I don't know, he was kind of useless. But anyway, so these 2 kids come in and go to the shoe department. I'm like, it's game on, you know, like they're looking everywhere, looking for associates and everything. And one of the dudes just takes out a pair of shoes and sticks it into his jacket, like a kind of like what I have here, and then down his pants. And then the other dude does the same thing, but he has really baggy pants. He does, like, if you ever seen the movie Kids, he did the trick that the dude Casper did in Kids, where he sticks the 40s down his pant leg. So they walk to the front. I don't have time to call the police ahead of time, which I usually tried to do when I knew there was going to be an issue. So we go out and stop them right outside the door, because, you know, that's the policy. You got to wait until they pass all points of sale and exit the store. So either hit them while they're in the vestibule or on the outside. So I stop them, and the first dude, I stop and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You know, I'm Gordon Min's Loss Prevention. I need you to come back inside with me. And he just swings and knocks me right here. I mean, it wasn't like a super hard hit, but it was good enough to like piss me off, you know? So he takes off running right after that, and like these shoes just come like flying out of his clothes, and the other dude takes off running the other way. So I'm like, yo, go see where he goes, because they couldn't really do anything. So I was just like, follow him and make sure, you know, see where he goes. I chase this other dude. In the meantime, I'm on my cell phone, I'm calling the police. So I chase this dude all the way. This dude was fast. I chase him into the middle of the Shadow Lake Center. You can hear the police cars already coming by that time. I take out my walkie-talkie, and I have a police looking badge, and I had a lanyard at that time. around my neck. I take out my walkie-talkie, and these things were like bricks, these big black bricks, and it had an antenna on it. Take it out, and I reach up, and I go, get on the ground now. I kid you not, this dude dropped right to his stomach, and I ran up on him and put him in handcuffs right when the police car was riding up. Dude, it was like the movies, man. It was dope. And so then the other security guard, front line, followed this other dude, and he was hiding in the Red Robin's bathroom taking a dump, I guess. I don't know, whatever. They arrested him and they took him away, but I don't know. Those were more fun than crazy, I guess, but I'm sure I got tons more I could send you.
Thanks, David. Those were awesome. I'm sure you do have a ton more to share, and I hope you do. Until next time, keep sharing those crazy stories. Peace and love, everyone.